Hey there, and welcome to the Gryffindork Reviews, where I review budget-friendly prop replicas to help you decide if they're actually worth spending your money and time on. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing another Harry Potter prop, this one from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The prop is the Time Turner necklace. Now, there are three versions of this prop I'll review for you in this video. The official version from the Noble Collection, which costs about $40 to $60 depending on where you buy it from. The version sold through Spencer's or Spirit Halloween, which costs about $13, and the common knockoff version that you can easily find online for about $1. Now, I actually have the knockoff version and the Spirit Halloween version that I purchased online. Both are great replicas, but they each have their own pros and cons. Now to start with, so you can see how each of these replicas differ from the actual original prop, here are images of that original prop currently on display in the Warner Brothers Studios tour in London. The first thing to point out is that all of the rings on the Time Turner original prop are very thin versus what you actually would see in any of the replicas. The second is that the metal plate in the middle of the original Time Turner actually has different sizes and shapes of stars. All of them are completely cut through. In each of the three different replicas, there are different stars. Some of them are all the same size, some of them are different sizes, but all of them seem to be the exact same shape. And again, not all of them are completely cut through. The third thing is that the shape of the hourglass in the original prop is different from any of the replicas that are currently available. Now, on that original prop, as you can see, it almost looks like the shape of two teardrops connected by the pointed end. So basically the top and the bottom for the original prop hourglass is completely rounded. Now, on all the replicas, as you can see, it's almost like two spheres connected at the middle with pointed ends for both the top and the bottom. So to start with, the Noble Collection version, like a lot of the different items, does have a beautiful display that it comes with. Now, again, like I showed you, there are differences between this and the original prop, but because of how this is made, I think that this actually may last longer than the Chinese knockoff version and actually still have that original good-looking luster. It also is the only three, from what I can tell of these different versions, that you can actually turn the middle of the Time Turner just by turning the knobs on the sides. There are two versions of the Noble Collection Time Turner available. The first, which is the original, comes in kind of a wooden display box that's mirrored around the sides and has a glass in front so you can see it clearly. Then there's the special edition version, which actually comes in a display that lays flat that you have to look down into. The next prop replica is the one sold through Spirit Halloween or through Spencer's. Now, a couple of the pros on this. The first is that the rings on this are thinner than the Chinese knockoff, so it actually is a little bit closer to the original prop than that knockoff version is. The second is that it actually does have different sizes of stars all throughout that middle plate area. Unfortunately, not all of them are completely cut through, but at least it is keeping in line a little bit more with that original prop. There's really only one con that I'm actually able to find on this, other than potentially being a little bit smaller than the original prop, and that is that the rings on this one do not actually have any kind of engraving or writing on them. So unlike the original prop and the replicas, it doesn't actually have the different words inside of it that it's supposed to have. The third and least expensive prop replica option out there is the knockoff version that you can find on websites such as eBay, AliExpress, and Wish for about $1 or so. The main pro on this one is obviously going to be the price. In addition to that, though, it actually does have the inscription that it's supposed to have as shown in the book. Now, there are a few cons on this one as well. To start with, like I said, the rings actually are fatter on this one than the original prop. However, it's not that huge of a difference from those other prop replicas that would keep me from wanting to buy this. The other cons on this are a little bit more bothersome to me than that first. Now, Unfortunately, I don't know if this is actually from when I originally bought it or if it's actually just kind of discolored over the years, but it doesn't have a uniform gold color to it. It does actually have almost kind of a splotchiness around it with little bubbles in different areas. The other part is that middle plate for the time turner. Now, there's actually two things on this that I don't like. One is that in the one that I received, it actually does have very visible glue at the very top and bottom of the hourglass, depending on which side is actually pointed out. In addition to that, the stars are actually all the same size instead of at least different sizes. So what's my verdict on these options? To start with, while I like the display from the Noble Collection version, that price tag is too much of an issue for me. And since its design is similar to the other replicas instead of looking exactly like the original prop, I don't think it's worth spending that much. Now the Spirit / Spencer's version is also great, and I think it may be worth buying if you're looking to wear it instead of display it. The solid golden color is a big plus for me, and I doubt anyone's going to look to see if the inscription is there or not. Finally, I think the knockoff version is also definitely worth buying, especially if you want it just to display it. Since it's only about $1 each, you can actually replace it pretty cheap if it actually does become discolored, and you can use them for cheap giveaways for Harry Potter themed parties. For those of you that actually do end up wanting to buy the knockoff version, there's a couple of tips I want to go ahead and give you. This is something I learned from my experiences buying through eBay. The first is to specify exactly what color time turn you want, and the other is to specify what sand color you want. Unfortunately, many of the sellers on the various sites offer the pendant in either gold or silver, and they have a wide variety of sand colors: purple, blue, white, and then gold. If you want yours to match the colors of the original prop, then both the pendant and the sand color should be gold. Also, don't be fooled by any of the sellers listing them with photos of the Noble Collection version. What you get won't come with any kind of display, and it definitely won't be the Noble replica. So that's all for this Gryffindork review. If you have any questions or comments, then feel free to enter them below. Also, feel free to like or subscribe if you want to see more, as I make an attempt to post a new video each week. For my next video, I'll either review an affordable replica Pip-Boy from Fallout 4 or Thor's Hammer Mjolnir from the current Marvel film series. I'm leaving the choice up to you, so leave a comment with your choice and we'll see which wins out. Thanks for watching, and bye from Meow!